I don't know, but
No, you know what you need, Chantal? You need to get your butt out of the Middle East. You need to go back to Canada, and you need to start living a life that isn't just a big scam. I mean, this is silly. You're going to be 40 years old. You're out here, I mean, following some 29-year-old thinking that he's going to love you and marry you and make a life with you and whatever. Girl, come on. He laughs at you. He makes fun of you. I mean, why do you think you're over there with him? Because you guys are living it up? I mean, yeah, you really look like you're living it up. You really look like you're happy. What you need to do is you need to go back to Canada. You need to start putting in hard work. And you need to, if a relationship is really what you want, if that's your end game in life, I know it is for some people. If that's really what you want, someone to love you, someone to call you baby, someone to give you affirmations, whatever. I mean, slow steps. I mean, whatever. Get on the dating apps, work on yourself, get back to a point where you can walk for more than a minute without getting dizzy. I mean, that would, if I were that in that place, that would be my number one priority. Not who's going to call me baby when I put my head down at night. I mean, girl, come on. I mean, you're not going to be able to heal in this environment, let alone thrive. You're talking about energy. You're sitting here telling us how you're about to fall asleep.
So you're getting help. And you want to dunk on Chantel? And that's why I think Shannon and FFG's chemistry is so beautiful, because they're so similar. FFG has to be the hero. That's why she has to always dunk on Chantel with something. Like when she did the thing with BBJ, I stand on this. She did her big one. She did her big one with that one, especially with the way Chantel was running her mouth, talking about FFG's dogs and all. When I saw her pull that off, I said, leave it to Chantel to have me applaud FFG. I was pissed. I was like, oh, this was so good. She trolled the fuck out of you. Oh my God. So, just so we're clear, and you heard it here first. What happened with BBJ, rescuing BBJ? The BBJ rescue to FFG will be with the 89 LBs are to Amber. You will always hear about it for years to come. Always. That's never going to die. She did her big one. She had to make it public. And for those saying, oh, it's for the money, I think you guys forget, I've said this before, multiple things can be right at once. She did her big one and definitely helped BBJ, because at this point, I think almost anybody's better than Chantel. But yes, of course it was for the money. If it wasn't for the money, she wouldn't have made it public. Of course it was for the money. Are you kidding? The bitch held a whole, she shopped for BBJ's collar on stream. She shopped for a cat to get a Gucci collar for a cat. Of course it was for money. But I'm not going to take away the fact that, like, at least she got BBJ. But yes, it was for money. Yes, it was for content. Are you crazy? That is her 89 LBs, bitch. She is never letting that go. That will always be content in some way.
Isms. So, French Fried Girls should be worried because Chantal was threatening to sue again. Shadowed that she might have returned to Canada to handle some other business, and she would handle that while she was there. I would be terrified if I was French Fried Girl. So terrified. This is the woman who couldn't even make a vet appointment, and she's going to coordinate a multi-person lawsuit because she felt duped about her cat being given to somebody else. By her to somebody else. But she couldn't tell you who because the selfish bitch wouldn't even walk down the stairs to go say bye. She handed it to Pete's. Again, many reasons we can't follow through with our commitments. So, and Chantal doesn't have much tolerance for distress or discomfort. If something isn't exactly the way she wants to eat it, she's not going to eat it. If it's not the right temperature, she's not going to eat it. So you would think someone as large as her would be much more picky. But, or would be much less picky. But actually, some of the more morbidly obese people I know are rather picky about their food. And, like other folks who deal with addiction, can get pretty nasty if they don't get what they want. How many people think that they've probably fought about food a couple times already? I'm sure he was fine with her coming over, but she farted out a bunch of promises initially that she was gonna, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym and lose weight, and it'll be great, and I'll be going to the beach, and we'll be travel beezing. If you're too fat for a plane, you gotta do something. because now you can't even get out of there in a hurry if you need to. There's no shame in buying 2 plane seats if you need them, but if you don't like that you need them, or that you're cutting it close to needing them, whose job is it to change the shape of Chantal's body? Yours? Mine? A pill? Some Ozempic? No, it comes down to Chantal and what she chooses to do. At this point, she's had more resources and opportunities and access to treatment over the years that most people don't give a shit how she feels, or that she probably can't handle all of her ADLs maybe on her own, because she was always such a nasty, self-centered person that her discomfort brings people pleasure. We've heard of Schadenfreude. You know, it's the same sort of thing. I don't
So we saw some boats pass by while we were hanging out by the riverside and decided after we were done hanging out by the river to see if we could find a dock and take a boat ride ourselves. On our way,
it was his hard-earned money to try to buy her food that would support her health. And then either she ordered it without him, or he came to reason of, look, I don't love you so much that $250 isn't worth risking your health to me. So if you really love me, Chantal, really, really love me, you'll go on there, eat yourself half to death, and give me the cash. So, I don't know. And she wants privacy. Okay. And where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your husband? He's out with the boys. Thailand, from what I understand, has a very, very active sex scene. So, I'm sure he'll text you. But at any rate, this week we're going to... But she's sitting there, not a lot of people around, but it was the old eyes darting. Remember the outhouse? Or going for Burger King and then sitting in the parking lot, full face of makeup, looking all over the place to see who's looking and who's watching. She's out proud and doesn't care, but hawks like she's ashamed of what she's engaging in. So when she's sitting there with Sala eating, and there's people, you know, not a lot of people, because they go everywhere when it's closed. She's afraid of people, and they want to be able to film, and they're weird. They're weird. She likes getting attention, but standing out doesn't really... Like, I think she probably feels like people are staring, because they are staring. It's a spectacle. She's 4 times the size of a normal woman. So I think people are going to stare. That shouldn't be unexpected. Is it rude? Is it cruel? I don't know. Bottom line, it shouldn't be unexpected. And to act shocked would be kind of stupid as well. You've read about it a little bit and saw it on TikTok. Please look better after yourself. Take better care of yourself. If not you, for your husband that you told us you loved so much. How much do you love him if you're willing to eat yourself to death because it's too difficult to try to get better beyond 36 hours? If you're not a 12-stepper, but the bondage of self. She's so obsessed with meeting her own wants and needs that she, to her inadvertently, steps on people and hurts people in that way. There's another side of Chantal that is a complete sociopath and pretty much doesn't care about feelings, doesn't know how to act. That's why we had the wedding cake and candles and she erupted like she was going to shit her pants, because she doesn't know what happiness feels like, so she doesn't demonstrate what it looks like. She doesn't know love. She doesn't know any of those feelings. And so with all this spinning in her head, her marriage on the line, her citizenship being up, she goes on a diet.
One, I'm pretty, okay? That has a lot, and I don't mean that to be conceited. I'm being very matter of fact. Being pretty gets you a lot of privilege. I'm just saying, you can get away with a lot if you're pretty. Number one, I'm pretty.
Okay guys, so this is the trailer for Femme. It's been released in Europe, but it's out. It's a thriller, and I've seen it. It's a fantastic film. It is out in Spain, and it is out in the US on March the 22nd. So here is the trailer.
in his high heels. Well, you can turn around if you're a fucking man. You're letting them win.
How you want to deal with that?
I think you're a nice looking lad. On your front. I'm a nice guy. If you disrespect me, fuck you up. I get that. Yeah, I'm the same. Oh, you know. You a fucking big man! I best remember not to fuck with you then.
A few tweets from Mo Translates, because I think they're interesting. So this is the first one. Mo says, Mo is a YouTuber who also talks about Chantal. She's also a Muslim woman living in Canada, and also calls out Foodie on a lot of her many lies about living in Kuwait. So this is what Mo says. Chantal is oblivious to her relationship contract and is clearly now realizing what she signed up for and doesn't like it. We heard from Murad last year that Chantal and Salah have a misyar marriage. According to this contract, Salah is not required to live with her. He was living with her, next tweet, he was living with her until Poopgate happened. And then he moved out now and interacts way less with her. She's trying to fake sick for his attention and trying to be private about her non-existent relationship and desperately giving him money to love her, but he is not required to be with her. Next tweet. This isn't a traditional marriage. Salah doesn't love her, and she was so desperate to be claimed now that she's alone and only married on paper. This is interesting, but I think that Salah was gone long before that. I don't think they've lived together for a while. The only time Salah really lives at that seaside condo is when she's gone for months, when she's gone back to Canada. I don't think they've lived together for a long time. Maybe in the beginning, but after he saw how big she was and how nasty she was, and the fact that he personally finds her ugly and he's not attracted to her, I think he doesn't live with her. I think he either lives with his parents or lives somewhere else, but I don't think he's lived with Foodie for a long time. Do I agree with Mo when she says that Foodie is trying to get his attention with the bedbound arc? Yes, absolutely. But I don't think he was living with her until Poopgate happened. I think he was gone by then. I think he's been gone for a long time. But I do think that notice that she's got this whole, she's doing gaming now. She's trying out new things, and I think that's to get Salah's attention as well. But we'll talk about that in the next segment. But if you haven't don't know about Mo, she is Mo Translates. If you like what you hear, then go and check out her YouTube channel. That's great as well. Okay, guys, and welcome to Taylor Talk. So, Foodie, as of now, is sticking her fingers into a lot of homemade pies. So, she's done a bit of taken a leaf out of her husband's book and done like a gaming channel, like gaming episodes with a let's take a look, with a game called Phasmophobia, First Impression and Beginning, and Phasmophobia Gameplay Live. And guys, you didn't miss anything. It's just that I watched the short one, and the short one is just 13 minutes of Foodie Beauty acting like this.
Is there like a bone somewhere or something? There's a plate.
Do I have to, like, take a picture of this plate? Oh, boy. The temperature. Ah! 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 Oh, I was being hunted. That wasn't a hunt? No, I'm not coming out of the closet.
So you didn't miss anything. And now there is a new one, a Canadian nightmare true crime podcast, which I gather is probably just going to be Foodie reading from Wikipedia. I'm gathering, or a true crime site. So this video that I'm going to go over now is a quick video, and this is probably the video that goes over why she is gaming and doing a podcast and why she's trying different things. And this one was called I've Made a Decision About My Channel. So this is where all these new things stem from. So let's take a look. This is just a short one, 8 minutes.
Hello, foodie beauties.
I doubt they're watching your Foodie. I mean, they want to keep their men, not introduce them to scat fetishes. But go on. If it's personal, it's private. Is that a bathtub? What is that? Is that a vase? Bathtub? Toilet? Okay. Too soon. Too soon for those jokes. A private life is a happy life.
Hey guys, hey! Welcome back to another video. I want to start by saying a big thank you to the sweetie who made the cute
I love the fact that whoever did this,
art I will be using in this video.
whoever did this, why did they make her eyes look green and not brown? And why is she skinny? You didn't even try to make her chubby. Why is she skinny? Who did you pay for this one?
So, I have decided to make another change to my content.
Why do the fingers look normal? Why have you made her into a normal sized woman? Why? When she's like 3 times the size.
Recently, I have decided to make my entire relationship private, and I really like
When have we had this before? Come on.
this. So, I have decided to do the same for some other things in my life as well. I have decided to keep anything related to my health private. That
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The next time she's ready to get food, the next time she does a mukbang, she'll be talking about her weight. The next time she needs attention, she'll be going to ER. I don't believe this for a second.
include anything related to my weight also. I will not be talking about anything health related at all,
That's your entire channel, Foodie. Stop it.
or how I'm feeling, etc.
That's all you talk about.
When I make content from now on, it will be totally unrelated to anything private about myself. I will not tell the internet any more about my mental health, diabetes, weight, etc.
But you've said this before.
I'm planning on making videos and live streams going forward. The videos I would like to make are basically cooking and eating videos.
Right. Hang on. Click back.
Basically cooking and eating videos. So I'll probably start my video with some cooking clips and then finish with some mukbanging of what I prepare.
Like, but you're not going to show you cooking. Then what's the point of the video?
Mukbanging of what I prepare. I have some recipes I would like to
That's going to be boring.
share,
Not more boring than they already are.
and some new ones I would like to try. For the live streams, I will develop a VTuber style of streaming and will try my best to come up with some theme nights or gaming, but I will completely ignore
But she's terrible at that.
any comments or questions that I do not feel comfortable answering or that are too personal. So don't take offense if this happens to you. I remember reading a quote that there is so much in a private life.
My biggest flex, this is what somebody wrote, I guess. My biggest flex is that nobody ever knows what's really going on in my life, where I am, who I'm with, or my next move, unless I make it known. Therefore, anything anyone says is just an assumption. Privacy is my luxury. Privacy is my peace. But Foodie is like the opposite of that.
And not telling anyone your business.
Yeah, but that's all you do. And you have to do that to generate money. So, okay.
Especially not the internet. And it's so true.
But the internet is your best friend. Why lie?
I have shared every aspect of my life pretty much for 6 years.
Including your vagina. And including your vagina on OnlyFans, which is still posted on Twitter and Kiwi Farms to this day. Like, you literally put everything on the internet. If you were able to have kids and you could film your pregnancy and giving birth and your labor, you would. You're just that type of YouTuber. You're that type of YouTuber.
And this channel anniversary, which just passed, I want to try and be consistent with bringing you content that is not about my life. When I can, I will do travel content as well. Even vlogging around Kuwait is not health related, so I can also do that. And also shopping.
That's true, but I don't think you'll stick to it.
Hauls as well. I will leave you with a final health update though, because I already mentioned
Okay,
this anyways in my recent live stream, that I am on the mend, alhamdulillah. I did not need a wheelchair today at the clinic, and I was able to do a lot more walking and activity than usual with much less pain. Once I'm well enough, I will be back to planning some travel. I will not let anything hold me back, even if I have to roll around on the ground to get there.
Like she rolled on the grass.
I will not stop living my life in any way I can. I know many of you enjoy the cooking and mukbangs.
No, they don't. The feeders enjoy you eat, but that's about it.
And a lot of you don't. That's okay. One does not have to watch content they don't enjoy. Actually,
but you watch content that you don't enjoy all the time. You watch reactors and then you don't enjoy them. You hate watch and then you spend the rest of your time cursing them out. So
I wouldn't recommend doing so. So yeah, that's my plan for the channel going forward. I like having a mix of both recorded videos as well as live streams. My real dream, though, is to travel and experience as much of the world as I can.
But travel where? Like, travel where? Like, you always complain. Think of Thailand. All you did was complain about the price, the heat, the food wasn't good, was too spicy. You hated walking around and being gawked at all the time. You complained all the time about the heat and how you had to sit down. Like, and on the boat and with the tuk-tuk, and you were like, oh, I'm so scared. Like, all you did was complain and talk about food and complain that there was no AC or that there was an AC. All you talked about was your weight and being comfortable or uncomfortable. You know, poor Salah, I wouldn't wish that trip on him again, on anybody. Like, I wouldn't wish that trip on anyone.
So far, I've been to the United States, in particular Florida, New York. I've been to Cuba, Kuwait.
Yeah, but oh god, I mean the States to get fast food, and then what? They stopped you from going into the States, didn't they? Because of the COVID? I don't know.
Qatar and Thailand.
Yeah, but they're hardly success stories, are they? You know, Cuba Rage and Thailand aren't really ones that you want to brag about, are they?
And more to come, inshallah. It might not seem like many places to some, but for someone like me with anxieties and health issues, it's a good start. I never thought I would want to travel or that I would ever travel this far and live in the Middle East.
Yeah, but the only reason you're doing that is for scat dick. That's the only reason you're there. But anyways, and only because, and you would have actually still been in Canada if Salah hadn't cheated. So
This goes to show that no matter how much future planning you do, living in the present is more important because plans always change. Things happen. We change. Life changes. Long-term planning just doesn't work well with
right, so live in the present, remember the past, and fear not the future, for it doesn't exist and never shall. There is only the now. But it's that kind of mentality that drives Foodie to just stuff her face. Because if she just goes, there's only now, then she doesn't have to worry about, you know, future diabetes and amputations and being bedbound. If she just exists in the now, she can continue stuffing her face in like blissful ignorance, if that makes sense.
me, and I'm
So
too
that's a terrible quote to put in here.
spontaneous and change my mind too frequently. It also shows that anything is possible if you allow it. Now, I know I have said this same thing many times, and I always go back to oversharing somehow. But I really think I will stick to my guns this time, guys.
You always say that, but go on.
I think it's because before, I didn't actually value my privacy, and I would them up in the past due to being overwhelmed with the internet and the constant opinions on how
But you're never really overwhelmed, because if you were, you'd take a real break, and you haven't.
should live my life, what I should eat, so on and so forth. That would become too overwhelming for me. Well, now I do get overwhelmed sometimes.
Guys, I don't understand why Foodie can't film this in bed, like with her real face. Why she can't just use a tripod and like film this from her bed. I don't understand the need for these pictures, for these little cartoon pictures. She could just film this in bed, put on her hijab, like cover herself up with the duvet, and film this and talk to us from her bed. I don't get this.
But I'm more used to the social media environment and its ways. And this time, I just simply value my privacy more than ever. Now, I am sure people will attribute this wanting the privacy solely so I can binge eat and do what I want without accountability. Well, the part about being accountable is sort of true because no, I don't want to be accountable to strangers on the internet. Now, please know, so many have helped me through tough times, and I know many of you care, and I appreciate you guys, and maybe I can make a private Discord server to talk to caring people, and we can be
Yeah, but you need a hug box. That's why.
a support group or something, but I do not feel...
You know, that's Yappa's group. That's Yappa's group. That's the YouTube Underground. Don't take her name.
I need to be accountable to strangers. It is much healthier to seek support in real life from people I know and trust.
Yeah, but who? Who are those friends that you know and trust?
And I used to always say that opening up online was like therapy to me, only to completely be blind to the fact that it is also simultaneously damaging my mental health. There is tons of content.
Not to mention that you do also damage your bee's mental health, and when you trigger them with so much hatred and all the domestic violence stories that you used to put up, not to mention reacting to Dee Dee's domestic violence. You know, you never stop to think about how you trigger your VIBs and how you trigger your audience. You never stop to think about that.
I can make that doesn't involve me exposing my privacy in any way.
All your private parts.
Please know, as viewers, that this new approach will lead certain people to become desperate and speculate all kinds of made-up theories for drama and views, and I can guarantee you none of it will be actually truth or fact, and will know.
Yeah, but guys, do you remember that people said that this had to be something seriously wrong with Salah in order for him to get with Foodie? And look at what happened. I'm just saying.
No doubt come without proof. No doubt you will see people saying Foodie Beauty wants to clam up so she can binge in private. Listen, the fact that I have binge eating disorder is not a secret, and I have a right to deal with these things in private. I have a right to not want people to exploit my problems online for their profit. However I choose to live my life is my choice alone, and if I no longer discuss it online, it becomes no one else's business. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough, but I wanted to make an official announcement on these changes so you all, my viewers, know what is going on and what I have planned for now. I don't like explaining myself to strangers for food choices.
You do that all the time, though. You love explaining yourself. But I think mostly you love to hear yourself speak, and you love the attention. So...
or weight issues, and I like the idea of safeguarding my private life and health. All right, guys, that is all, and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye!
So, guys, how long do you think Foodie will keep this up? Do you think her gaming videos and her true crime podcast videos will be successful? How long is it? Do you think how long do you think it will take for her to use her health as a sympathy button? Like, how long do you think it would take for her to go to the ER or for her to have some type of medical emergency? Because she's got to get attention and sympathy somehow, and she's got to get views. She's got to keep up the rent for that seaside condo and her husband's lifestyle. So how long do you think it is before she breaks her promise, before she gives in and becomes a fame whore again? Let me know in the comments. That if you're still here, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening. Hi guys, update. Less than 24 hours and she's back with a healthy mukbang. So yeah, she was back pretty quick. I assumed you guessed correctly. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening.